Hey guys, welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Andre Seegers, and this time we're joined by Derek Binner to give our predictions for the upcoming Splatoon 2 Direct on July 6th. So let's get started. Alright Derek, Nintendo just announced that there's going to be at least one more Direct, and I presume this is going to be the final Direct for Splatoon 2, in which it will hopefully provide the final details we need on this game. Because I don't know about you, I mean some people seem to think we know most things about this game. I don't know, it still feels like we know not nearly as much as I would expect to at this point, given it's coming out in just a few weeks. I mean, where do you land on this?
I'm actually kind of with you. Like, it's, in some ways, it kind of does feel like that because we've seen a lot of the weapons, we've seen the new weapons, we got plenty of new stages, we got an idea about the single-player mode, we got Salmon Run, but there's a lot of the specifics that we don't know about. We don't know how the exactly how the Inkopolis Square will work. We have no idea about...
Yeah, we don't know about the shops, right?
Exactly. We have no idea about the shops or anything like that. Like we need an actual tour of the new hub world to give us an idea of exactly what we're in for and what we might be able to expect. Like that, I actually think that's going to get at least some of the focus in this Direct, because that's one of the few things we just don't know that much about. And I'm sort of like up in the air, like, will they give us another new mode, or is it just going to be like covering everything so everybody's up to speed? Well, that's the part I'm having trouble with.
I mean, that's a good one, and I should clarify too, Nintendo did say that the Splatoon 2 Direct will provide a refresher on some of the new features, weapons, and styles in the upcoming game. So I guess it depends what you consider a feature, but I mean, features are usually pretty big, right? So I think they're gonna have to go beyond just like further fleshing out what was it, Inkopolis Square?
Yeah, I think it's Inkopolis Square.
Yeah.
Because it was Plaza before. But yeah, they're going to flesh that out. I mean, we know most of the modes because we got Salmon Run. We got... Well, we assume.
I mean, like, well, consider how many modes were in the original Splatoon that they added to as well.
That is true. Like, we only started off with 2 different types, I believe. Like, we got the regular battles and then the adventure. Actually, did the ranked battles even come in until later? It's been so long.
No, I think they were there from the get-go, but you had to unlock them by getting to a certain...
That's right, that's right. You had to unlock them. So yeah, we only started out with the tower control, but then they added in the the other 2. I'm blanking on the other 2 at the moment, but they added in those other 2 to give them a little bit more variety. So maybe
they added in tower control too.
Was tower? Oh, that's right. It was Splat Zones.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought tower control was the one they added in. I guess
it all just kind of blurs together now. So.
Yeah, exactly. Because I guess that's the magic of actually just releasing it for free afterwards. It just all congeals together. It's like, oh yeah, Splatoon always had that stuff. We didn't have to worry about that. And that's the thing. We know that they're also going to have a post-launch DLC as well, or free updates, I should say, with new weapons and stuff like that. So even if they only show us basic stuff, like it actually is just a refresher and here's the new square, we're probably still going to get plenty of new things in the future. But yeah, I mean, as far I don't know about new modes, but I am expecting more maps.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, because even though we know more stuff is coming down the line, they may not be talking about yet. Although I hope they do. It'd be nice to have like some kind of, game plan to what's happening down the line. But I guess, I mean, the big question is, even though I just read it as they're going to be talking about some of the new features in the upcoming game, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be brand new features to us. They could be features we already know about that they're just going to elaborate further on. Because I am having a bit of a flashback to, I think it was the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or not Deluxe, the Mario Kart 8 Direct, which, if I remember correctly, I could be totally wrong, because again, these all just kind of blur together now. I think that mostly just went over features we already knew about. Like, it provided a really good overview of the game, but I don't remember there was a ton of new information. I felt like we already knew most of the stuff they were talking about there. And
I think you're right.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that's not the case here. Only because, as I said before, to me, it feels like there's still a lot we don't know about. Well, okay, do you know off the top of your head roughly how many maps we've seen so far?
I think we've seen 6 so far.
6 so far.
Five new ones, one old one.
So I'm gonna go out there and say there's no way this game is launching with anywhere close to just six maps. Yeah. Even though Splatoon 1 launched with 5 maps, this one I think will have. Okay, I guess this could be close to what I'm guessing, depending on on what you consider close. I would say Splatoon 2 is gonna have at least 9 maps. So I'm gonna throw it out there. We'll see at least 2 new maps in this Direct. I mean, maybe all of them. So maybe all 3. I think there'll be at least 3 new maps shown in the Direct. There we go. I'm locking it in.
Okay, you're saying 3. I'm going to go with 4 new maps, just because get us to a nice even 10.
Of me. Yeah, there
well,
you
yeah,
go.
of course. I want that nice even 10. 10 out of 10. No, I think you're right. We're definitely going to see some new maps, and they might even not be all new maps. It might just be old maps that's been redesigned, kind of like more Ray Towers. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Like, honestly, I'll be shocked if most of the maps from the original Splatoon don't come back for Splatoon 2.
That'd be a super easy way to pad the roster, or alternatively provide easy updates down the line. It's like, hey, here's this classic returning map, which actually might be kind of cool. I mean, I think I would, overall, I would prefer more new stuff than old, but it'd be neat to see like old maps come back with some new features.
Yeah, redesign them a bit, take some inspiration from the single player, add in those ideas, sort of like what they did with Moray Towers. There's a lot of great ways to just keep them, well, fresh, and it's so easy to do.
It is. It's just natural.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that's sort of how I feel about this. Is it's just gonna get us those couple new maps. I'm gonna say. I'm saying 4. I'm gonna say 2 and 2. 2 new maps, 3 and 2 returning maps. That way we have 7 new maps and 3 returning for a total, and that seems like a good mix.
Yeah, that's a good balance. I can see that.
Yeah, 70% new. All
right.
Good.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. So maybe I'll go in with you on your 10 prediction, on your 10 total prediction. That's assuming we're right on the 6 maps being there currently, which we may not be. But I think that sounds right.
I think I'm right. I hope anyway.
So now, while you may not be sure about new features, or new modes, I'm gonna throw it out there. There will be at least 1 new mode shown off here. I don't think they've shown everything, because I mean, regardless, like we had new modes in Splatoon 1. We know there are at least. I mean, I feel like at least I would say there has to at least be 1 on the way. At least, if not in the game currently, there will be 1 down the line. So whether or not it's in the game at launch or not, I think they will show off at least 1 new mode, and I'm gonna say will be in the game at launch. So just because, have they even shown off? I know they've reworked existing modes in the game. Have they shown off a brand new mode beyond? I mean, Salmon Run?
No, they haven't.
Yeah. So
beyond Salmon Run, there's nothing. There's no new multiplayer modes.
See, I think, and they've already said like Salmon Run's already kind of its own thing too. Like it exists outside the typical, it's not a usual like 4-on-4 battle. So I think we will get another 4-on-4 variant. And maybe it involve the Octolings. I don't think it will now.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. Like that'd be awesome. Like that's how you do it.
Maybe some sort of cops and robbers thing.
Yeah, actually do the Mario Kart mode the right this time.
Oh jeez.
Where it doesn't suck to be the cops.
Yeah. There's that idea that for like Octolings and Inklings or something like that. I'd also, like one of the ideas I had is maybe like some sort of race. You remember the races in Halo?
Oh, hell yeah, I do. Halo, I do. Hello, yeah, I do.
Something like that, because again, like you can slow down the other team by inking their pathways and ink them in order to slow them down. And it's a race to get your entire team, or at least one of your teams, past the finish line first, and there's all kinds of sabotage along the way. I think that could be a lot of fun.
That could be interesting. Like, what if there were a mode where some people were like restricted to the sidelines or like a flying platform above, and they have to lay down the ink for someone below who can't move at all? Like or rather, not move, but they can't spray their own ink. So like they're
stuck as a squid.
Yeah, they're at the mercy. Yeah, they're stuck as a squid. There you go. They're at the mercy of their teammates doing the work. Like, and I think that has some awesome potential for like a race mode, right? Where you have to, or if you had a couple people above, you have to work together and lay down these lines while the other team's trying to do the exact same thing and help their squids out. Maybe the squids could be invincible or something too. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then try to think of like a cops and robbers type mode. Like maybe they could do something similar where the cops perhaps or one of the teams is more limited in the ink they can lay out or lay down, whereas the other team is actually going for an objective. Because the problem with Mario Kart 8's cops and robbers mode is all the robbers are doing. I mean, they're not even robbers. All they're trying to do is just evade the cops. Like, they have no goal, they have no objective to go to, but avoid being caught, which is kind of lame. So I think they need like some kind of central area that these Inklings are trying to go to. I mean, a little bit like what Salmon Run's doing, where you try to collect the eggs and bring them back to that, the collector thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
no, exactly. It'd be really cool to see them do like, even just one team needs to infiltrate the base of the other team in order to like capture the Zapfish.
There you go. With a Mario hat.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. There's plenty of the other modes they could do, and it'll honestly all feel new because it's of the Splatoon's mechanics, and there's a way to make it just work and tons of strategies in play and whatnot. But I'm not sure if there's to be ranked battles or not. Actually, that's one thing I'm going to predict. If there's going to be any new modes, I almost think they're going to be like more common modes, like to add on to Turf War rather than the ranked battle modes.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, so you know what would be really cool? I mean, I don't know if it would quite work with Splatoon, but like it would be, no, probably wouldn't, just because of the way of how big the modes are. But like I would love to see something closer in style like what ARMS did for its party mode, where like it switches things up constantly, right? Like you're getting new modes but in a casual setting, and you don't have to play a ranked battle to get to all these other types of modes. Like perhaps, you know, because in Splatoon 1, it was all, it was just Turf War if you're playing casually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, so it'd be cool, like, if maybe that was still the primary one, but mix up every now and then. Throw in some, you know, some tower control or whatever else, like just occasionally.
Not a bad idea. I could see that. I could see that being fun. I don't see it happening, but it would be fun.
I think it'd be good to practice. It's intimidating to go in a ranked battle and, you know, fight in these modes you may not be familiar with, and get your butt kicked because people are taking it seriously, and you lose points for it. It's just discouraging. So it'd be nice if there were a safe way to practice those modes without like having your points on the line.
Yeah, I would like that, just to get an idea about the modes, because you are going to just, like, you're going to get driven down very quickly. It's like, I got myself up to a B+, and then I lost it and never got back up there again. It can be tough.
Yeah, exactly, right? Speaking of the online mode, do you have any expectations in terms of that? Because they haven't really touched on that too much either, right?
They haven't, but they also did mention that it's going to be structured pretty much the same as before,
right?
Because of that. But the big change is going to be the maps are going to change every 2 hours instead of every 4 hours. So the new maps are going to be coming in a lot sooner, which also tells me that there's going to be more maps because they can actually, you know, do that rotation a lot quicker. You're not going to see the same bits. Yeah.
As part of the rotation thing, did they announce if it's still just 2 maps?
I think it's just 2 maps.
Okay.
So because the idea was like have something ready for either or get something that'll work good for both, and like that's where the actual strategy comes in.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, having 3 maps, I could see making it tougher to figure out a gear setup that works for all 3. So. I'm actually one that kind of I like the idea of the rotation. I know some people are very much against it. I'm fine with it. And I think knocking it down to 2 hours is a good idea, though.
No, it totally is.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. I actually like that idea because I always have a hard time choosing maps. And I get, you know, everybody gets their favorites and you're stuck seeing the same map over and over and over again.
Right.
This keeps it, the rotation keeps it all new. And
you were gonna say fresh again.
I can, like I said, I can insert it into anywhere. Like it works.
It does.
No, it'll keep it, we'll keep it fresh. I like keeping everything fresh.
You do, Derek.
It's a good feeling.
That's why you work so well here. Keep it fresh.
Is there any other like beyond modes or maps or anything else? Like, is there any crazy new thing that you can see them just revealing? I have no idea.
I think the main thing is, or a big question is, will they talk more about their app, their companion app, their online app for mobile devices that allows you to talk to your teammates while you're playing the game?
Yeah, I mean, we saw Nintendo did make a point that was how a third party was setting up for their mobile app. You know, and all that sort of thing.
Those leaked pictures.
Yeah, and those pictures. Well, not even. They weren't even leaked. They were done by like another company, Hori, I believe.
Right.
And that's how they had it all set up. And I don't think it was a leak. I think they just put it out there like for Japan.
Yeah, either way, it was a third party thing, though, right?
Exactly, it was third party. And Nintendo said that theirs necessarily wasn't going to be the same. So this seems like a prime opportunity to show the first party ones that they're going to have built into that they're making for Splatoon, and show off the app at least on its most basic sense, so you can get an idea of what you're going to be, how you're going to communicate with each other.
Right.
So yeah, I could see that being big.
I think I think they will show it off just because I feel like the time's right. Like fall is quickly coming upon us, and they said that's when the app is launching, and they need to start promoting that app, and so people understand. I mean, not just so people know the app's coming, but also this is a whole paid service. It'd be kind of lame to kind of, promote Splatoon 2 without also tying in the fact that, hey, in a few months you're going to have to pay for this.
Oh, no. Maybe you must have forgotten. Remember, it got delayed till next year?
Oh, that's right. I did forget about that.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
We still have a little bit more time, but they're still going to want to get people used to the app with Splatoon. Splatoon is the best way to do that.
It absolutely is the best way to do that. You want to capitalize on that early hype. I mean, even though Splatoon 2 is like, it's going to be it's gonna have a long tail. It's gonna be popular for a while. But regardless, I think that's something you want to capture, you know, when there's the true zeitgeist around it within the first month or so, right? That's when you want to get the app out there if they have one in working order, and let people try it out, and make sure, sell people on this experience before the next year when you start charging for it. So
yeah. Exactly. Get people hooked, and then they will be like, all right, I'll pay the extra that little bit of money so I can keep playing, and hey, free game every so often, and whatever bonuses Nintendo throws in there. So they give us all the details.
I think we will get a lot more on the single player. They'll actually maybe show off. Like, we've only seen short snippets right now in trailer form, but maybe we'll actually get like an extended look at a level or something. Because we've seen still very little of how the campaign is actually going to work. I mean, odds are it's going to work just like the first one, basically. But still, like, we haven't seen a lot of it in extended form.
Well, we did get a good bit of that at the treehouse.
Oh, that's true. I totally missed all that treehouse.
Yeah, you missed all the treehouse. They did show, like, not everything, but they showed a couple levels and got an idea of exactly what to do. And you're right, it does play mostly the same as the beginning one. So I don't know how much else they would be able to show of the single player. And honestly, now that we got a taste of it, got an idea of it, I don't want them to show anything else. Like, I want to go into this thing blind and experience all that on my own.
But keep in mind, though, that, I mean, I feel like the treehouse, I don't know the exact numbers, but, I mean, I don't think those do nearly as well as the initial direct itself. So people, not everyone's watching these Splatoon directs, or the Splatoon treehouse events. So I think there's a lot of people out there who, like me, who had no idea, because I was busy covering the show. So anything that happened at treehouse, like, I was pretty much completely oblivious to. So
yeah. So, yeah, it makes sense to cover the single player again, go over exactly what's going to go happening. Honestly, just kind of connected that with Salmon Run. They'll probably go over what exactly Salmon Run gets you. Like, why do you want to do Salmon Run? What are the rewards from that? And I can see them going over that as well.
So, any other expectations, Derek, you have?
Yeah, the big one for me is just like showing off more of the square, and that's honestly what I'm most excited for. Like, I want to see what this place is all about. Let's see some of these crazy new characters, and
we don't know what the arcade games are yet, right? If there are any.
Yeah, we saw, like, there is an arcade nearby, so who knows what kind of arcade game we're in for. Like, maybe, like, I posited back in the first analysis I did when I saw that thing was maybe they'll bring back that 2D side-scrolling shooter that they showed in the very first Splatoon trailer for the original game. So
that'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of potential here. Like, it could be. The thing is, it's really up in the air. Like, it could be as simple as they've shown so far, or they could have a few surprises waiting for us. And I'm not quite sure. Like, would you be disappointed if this direct happens and they show all this stuff and they go just a little bit further in the square and what you can expect there, but you don't get any new modes? And
yeah, of course I would.
Oh, that stuff. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, even though I think there's potential for that, I would be disappointed. I mean, there's still modes we don't know about. I'm convinced of that. So, I think they'll explore those more in depth, even if they are just returning modes. They haven't confirmed. Wait, have they confirmed every mode from Splatoon 1's returning?
Yes.
Oh, they have. Okay. Have they shown those off? All of them?
Yep. They showed them off during the treehouse and during that during the tournament that they had.
I think there's going to be at least one new mode here that we don't know about. So I'm going to throw it out there. At least one new mode. Whether or not, like I said that earlier, whether or not it's at launch or post-launch shortly after. There has to be more here.
I could see, maybe not at launch, but I could definitely see one just in the future.
Yeah. And then any predictions for gear at all? I mean, it's hard to predict gear specifically.
It's so hard to predict gear. Like, I mean, we've gotten a sense of some of the outfits that they can wear and all that stuff. Maybe they might have some special things that you can get as far as gear is concerned. But weapons, honestly, it feels like. It almost seems like we've seen all the weapons. The only brand new weapon we're seeing is the Splat Dualies, and I kind of hope that I'm hoping we'll see at least one more new weapon, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. It's been so long.
Well, I do have. Yeah, I mean that's true. I think we'll get another new weapon though. I think we will.
I'm not so sure.
All right, well, I'll go out there. I'll be the.
You put yourself out there.
Yep,
all right, you do that.
Also, speaking of putting yourself out there, I'm gonna go one step farther, even though I think the chances of this is happening are lower. But I think, even though we know about some of the amiibo support in the game, I think there's a chance they may announce support for a broader range of amiibo beyond just Splatoon amiibo, and that's how you get new gear. Maybe it's time to finally add in like Mario gear, like a Mario hat or something that's scanning in the Mario amiibo.
I could see it. Like, I think it's gotten to that point, especially since they've crossed over into other things. Having other things cross over into them would be pretty amazing. And I mean, what better way to sell the new Mario Odyssey amiibo than have them with like Cappy on them, or Bowser's hat, or put them in Peach's wedding dress.
See, I mean, actually, that's kind of a good idea. Like, some of the hats they're wearing in that game could fit into. I mean, they look out of place, but I mean, they're not distinctly Mario, right? They're just hats, so that could kind of tie in. Although, watching like Sing It in Inkling with that Bowser top hat would be a little bit ridiculous.
That would be kind of amazing. Yeah, I could definitely see that. And there's so much potential like that, like sort of like Kirby and his hats.
Yeah, exactly.
Just putting it all there. I'd be down for that. Like I think it's like, now that Splatoon has its own identity, it can definitely take inspiration from others and have those cameos in there to get people excited, because now Nintendo can do the whole cross promotion idea and get people like, hey, you like Splatoon? Here's this Mario hat, or here's this Kirby hat that you can get. That you like. Oh, what's this person wearing? Oh, that's Fox. Man, I hope they make a new Star Fox game.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that'd be nice. I do have one final prediction, Derek.
Okay, lay it on me.
It's not just gonna be Splatoon 2.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Because up to this point, it's largely been Splatoon 2 and ARMS. And they could easily throw in some extra ARMS content here, whether it's a better look at Max Brass, which they actually released a trailer for, or like a little gameplay thing from in Japan, that there's no American version yet, so they could throw that in there to get a better look at that character, or maybe announce... Actually, I don't think they'd announce another whole new character at this point until Max Brass is out. But yeah, I think there will be something for ARMS, and probably like a Max Brass look.
Yeah, probably look at Max Brass and maybe some new ARM types, I guess, to add in
possible. Yeah.
Yeah, since Max Brass is the July update, I can almost see them going for like something a little bit more standard for the August update for ARMS. So
right. Huh. That's it.
Yeah, and maybe Splatoon focused. Who knows? I don't know if they'll try to time in there, or just, hey, ARMS, like hey, you guys love Splatoon, right? Here's ARMS as well. Buy ARMS.
That's it. So, yeah, that's all my predictions. Do you have any final things you want to touch on, Derek?
I'm trying to think, and no, nothing's really coming to mind. I think this is a pretty good lineup of what we have ideas. Like, we have some hopefuls. I honestly don't think all these are going to be coming true. Like, honestly, my predictions are kind of conservative, where they're just going to mainly show off the new square, maybe get a few new maps, but I don't expect any new weapons, and I don't expect any new modes, honestly, not until after the games come out.
I hope you're wrong there. There's going to be a new mode. I guarantee you. I'm putting money down on this.
You're putting money down? All right. I'm willing to take your money.
There better be a new mode. That's all I'm saying. So, and I want that co-op based racing or cops and robbers mode now. So these need to happen.
Yeah, they sound fun.
Yep. All right, I think that about wraps up for us here. So thanks, guys, for watching. If you liked our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain. You can find links to those in the description below, which is a good way to keep up to date on everything we post. And of course, make sure to stay tuned to GameXplain for lots more on Splatoon 2, including this upcoming Direct, because we'll be there, we'll be covering it all, and everything else Nintendo Switch as well. Catch you guys later. Bye.